I'm feeling generous, Grace. Let a few stragglers in for 2 minutes. For 2 minutes. All right, I'm feeling generous. Well, thank you for your cameras on. Didn't even have to ask y'all. So good job. Good job for your cameras on. Now, we're going to go over my teachings again, far deeper. Worry not. And then after this, we're going right into Urantia. And then after Urantia, we're going to Law of One. The reason I'm doing it this well, it has its purpose. It's a little bit interwoven, but it will make sense. I'm going to share with you a note, and you don't worry about it. I'm going to share it. You don't have to worry about. I can't read it, Antonio. It's small. You don't have to worry about that because I'm going to unshare it, and then we'll go from there. But Grace, I do think, well, you'll see. So here is my core teachings. All we ever discussed was this. We never discussed anything else. Never. I'm going to put this out in the chat, and I'm going to reshare it again. Grace, if you could just read this, we're not going to explain this.
All right. Okay, here we go. Core of Antonio T. Smith Jr. teachings. The core of Antonio T. Smith Jr.'s teachings emphasizes alignment with infinite intelligence through a profound acceptance of the inherent perfection in all things. This approach is both spiritual and philosophical and can be a powerful means of transforming one's perspective on life and events. Core teachings is to bend your path by accessing the power of infinite intelligence. How? By knowing without a shred of doubt that everything is perfect. What is the fastest way to know everything is perfect? By never correcting anything or anyone for any reason.
Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. Keep going, Grace.
That was it.
It should have had one more thing attached to it. Oh, no, that's it. That's it. You're right. Okay, now I'm going to reshare the screen again. You can lean forward. And then we're going to go deeper. We've never talked about anything else after that. But this time we're going to talk about a deep dive into my teachings, and then the philosophical dimensions of my teachings, and then the spiritual dimensions of my teachings. And one day I may write theological treatise on it or something, and I have something I'm not going to show you. All right. My suggestion to you is, if all of you are conochus of some type, you should do the same thing. Now, where did Antonio get this from? School. Okay, school. It's just, sorry. I'm so used to writing thesis papers that I still think that way whenever I present any argument. What is an argument? It is just you have a bias and you're defending that bias. That's all. Doesn't mean argument what you mean it to me. My teachings, Grace, summarized are: you can tap into infinite intelligence and bend your path. It is what it is, whatever you want. From that, by knowing how do you do that, ain't no doubt. There's no doubt. And how do you get to that vibration? Get rid of this karmic debt, karmic responsibility. You better pay attention to that, because that's why you're here. But you better pay attention. You're here to burn off your karmic debt in most cases. Some of you are wanderers. You're not here for that. Although the veil of forgetfulness did hit you, and now you do have to burn off your karma because you forgot who you were until you met me. There's that. For Phyllis Susan, they knew who they were before they met me. So there's that. Now, Grace, what we're going to do is we're going to move in that, but push back on this, Grace. That's what I need you to do. Push back on this. Even if you be low level awareness, push back on it for me.
No, that's my pushback. Go ahead. Okay. No, okay. The core teaching is to bend your path by accessing the power of infinite intelligence. Knowing without a shred of doubt that everything is perfect. Everything is not perfect, Antonio, because if everything was perfect, I would have what I wanted to have. I had $10 million in the bank. I would I have my royal blue Rolls Royce Phantom. I would
Grace,
have
do you see him on the phone while you talking?
but he listening.
Oh, okay, just checking.
Yes. I was telling my dad to call me back at 8:15. Keep going.
Yeah, everything is not perfect, Antonio. How am I gonna not have a shred of doubt that everything is perfect when it's not perfect? And my mom just called me. Hold on a minute. Okay, and see, I just see if everything was perfect, she would have called me because she know I'm on this line. Okay, she know I'm on this Zoom call. No, there's my pushback. No,
No, which is fair, right? And of course, we're playing, but y'all have pushback on this. But as soon as Grace's mother dies, she's gonna wish
Yep,
that she interrupted her.
Because I wish Grandma was here. I'm coming, ma.
See, you see that? Y'all see how that works? So was it imperfect? No. Right. But anyway, we're gonna come back to it. So we're gonna argue this. I just want to have some play pushback. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this one by one, and we're gonna have a very deep discussion on this. My children are listening. Right now, my 6-year-old is on YouTube or something. Doesn't matter if I think she's listening, because she is. She is catching what she is supposed to catch according to the growth in which she's catching it. It's not my job to make my 6-year-old 16. You understand?
A word.
So she is catching what she's supposed to catch. All she know is, and at the very least, she know her daddy teach people. That's good enough. It's good enough. I could be a bum or something. I don't know, but that's good enough. But that's what I'm arguing right there is her on YouTube or whatever she's doing, talking to herself. I can hear it's perfect. The only reason it's not perfect, Trinace, is when I say, you're not going to make me look bad. Get over here and listen. See, that's got nothing to do with her. That has everything to do with my preference. Uh-oh. You're going to get a whooping for embarrassing me. So you're not going to get a whooping because you did something. You're going to get a whooping because exactly, Damali. You're going to get a whooping because I don't like how you made me look in front of these white folk. It's what black folk would say. But don't worry about that. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Unless you're black, then you understand. That was the understood statement right behind that. We all know it. We know it. This is why we have trouble. Because your life is not about you, and it never will be, and it never was supposed to be. I snuck that in on you. But I've been waiting 9 minutes to get there. Your life is not about you. It never was supposed to be, and it never will be. You did not come here to make your life about you. And there's not a single sacred text. You know, it's funny because now that my tooth is chipped, it'll be fixed a little bit, but words that I pronounce easily, you have no idea how much you need your front tooth to enunciate. Holy smokes. It's crazy. Anyway, I've been noticing that the last 3 days. I've been noticing that. But to say a T word, I had to put my tongue higher on my tooth than what I'm accustomed to doing. It's crazy. I got a big old tooth in my tooth. Anyway, it's never been about you, Renee. It never will be, and it never was supposed to be. If you can grab that, ease shows up into your life. If you can grab that your life is never about you, was never supposed to be, never will be, then ease will immediately show up into your life. Now, somebody heard me say, so Antonio, you just want me to just let people run over me? We got to talk about that, don't we? Don't worry about it. It comes up. I want to get a volunteer. To volunteer, you have to read. And you have to read out loud, volunteer. Okay. I'm going to switch volunteers, though. Okay. Deanna, you're first since you raised your hand. I'm going to switch volunteers. If you have trouble reading out loud and you don't mind, by all means do so. If you have trouble reading out loud and you do mind, then just don't raise your hand. I won't call on you. So, okay. You have my full permission to be comfortable in the skin in which you live. Just want to let you know. I just said it in the chat. You're going to read that, but hold on. Let me show it to you, though. This is the philosophical dimensions of my teachings. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to read this here, and Danny, you're going to pick up. The philosophy is two Greek words, brother, phileo, and Sophia, wisdom. And just so we know, ladies, that the original word for wisdom is feminine. Women are smarter than men. Okay, all the feminists have clocked out. Keep going.
I'm here. You didn't see me get my praise hands?
There you go.
And look, Miss Susan got hers up too.
All right. Good. Brother of wisdom is what philosophy means. It's literally two words mashed together. Resurrection is two Greek words that mean falling and standing. Anastasia would be a good transliteration of that. You've heard people name that, or like Disney movies with people name that. Brother of wisdom. Philosophy. Philosophy is good. Because, we do stupid stuff with it. The philosophical dimensions of my teachings reveal a profound exploration of human understanding, existence, and interaction with the universe. Rewind. Monique's understanding with her existence and how that is in harmony or disharmony with the universe. This is where you start taking notes. Renee's understanding and how her understanding puts her in existence and how that existence is in harmony or disharmony of this universe. The rest of the sentence goes, philosophical insights stem from keen observation of deep contemplation, the ability to transcend conventional wisdom and perceive unaligned truth. Forget that. I just want to do this one more time. Jerome's understanding will 100% determine his existence to his interaction in harmony or disharmony with this universe. Everybody write this down. Antonio says, my understanding will 100% determine my existence to be either in harmony with this universe or disharmony with this universe. Before you read, Deanna, let me explain. Antonio, there is no right, there is no wrong. That's not the words I chose to use. I did not choose to say right or wrong. Listen to my words. They weren't just transparently indirect. They were loaded. What does success mean? To be in harmony with the laws of success according to this universe. What does it mean to fail or be unsuccessful? To be in disharmony with the laws of success according to this universe. Napoleon Hill goes out his way to tell Melissa, man, forget all that nice stuff. It's road to riches or it's road to poverty. It ain't another one. You either you are either currently in harmony with riches, or you are currently in disharmony with riches, which means you are in harmony with poverty. There is no in between. Antonio, you can't say that. Capitalism is the problem. Jesus said, before capitalism even existed, 2,000 years before, the poor will be with you always. When they were trading bananas for grapes, when they were paying, now they didn't even have rent. They didn't even buy land back then, Phil. They just said, that's my land right there. My pawpaw was on that land, and my land. They didn't buy land. Land was free until black folk tried to buy it in American slavery. It was the honest, real answer. I was trying to give you out a date. The land was free. The land was free until black people wanted to buy land. That's when they started charging for land.
I did not know that. It makes sense. I just didn't know it.
Yeah, that's when the Louisiana Purchase that started, well, it didn't start Manifest Destiny, but in the middle of it, they tried to take the president to the Supreme Court. That's why he rushed it in real quick so they couldn't do nothing about it. Because the idea of buying land and that much was illegal. Land was free. Now, in America, a slave gave value to land, or industry gave value to land. If you're in the North, industry, just wherever you're on the Mason-Dixon line. If you're in the South, a slave gave value to land. Land had no value. So we didn't start charging for land until 400 years ago. You don't have to believe me. Look it up. It's world history. So when they were trading bananas for land, the poor people were still here. So how can you be poor when there's no monetary money system? You're missing it. You're missing it. Pick a system: barter and trade, fiat, gold standard. I don't care what system you pick. Whatever system you pick, Jamal, poor people, they have always been a top 1%. Go out in your backyard and go farm yourself. Pareto's principle will come up. Phil knows what that is. It's the 80-20 rule. 20% of your crops will do 80% of the work. So it is important to understand here, everybody listening, for Deanna reads, that the poor will be with you always. And just share my screen again. Some folk never figure out how to be in harmony and have a good interaction with this universe. I can really stop teaching right there. I really can. To simplify this, life is so complicated. I just simplified it. And I was done in 9 minutes, Renee. I was done in 9 minutes, son. I was done in 9 minutes. Life is so simple, so complex, so everything. It could be simplified as, do you understand the ways of life that allow you to be in harmony with this universe? Period. You go, that's not true. This universe is alive. And you are either in harmony with the living or in disharmony with the living. And can somebody tell me what your body does to a portion of something inside of it, an organ, a bacteria, a virus? Can somebody tell me what the human body does to something that's not in harmony with it? Please, for God's sake.
It attacks it.
It attacks it, kills it, and a fever is simply your body trying to burn out a bacterial infection. This is exactly why They keep you doing blood infusions, or they put you in a coma, or they put you on certain medicines when you get a transplant, because your body respects that wasn't my kidney. And what does the body do? It rejects anything that's not in harmony with itself. See, you don't understand. See, Susan's kidneys have a vibration so perfect for her, they hers. If I put one of my kidneys within her, it's a different vibration. We call this homeostasis, huh, Grace?
Antonio,
Come on, Susan.
you know,
we
my
right in
brother,
your alley right now.
well, my brother had a kidney transplant,
Mm-hmm.
and it was going to be my kidney because I was a perfect match.
Ah.
But then my kidney was too small to work for him. Then we tried Phil. He was tested and his didn't work. And then a gal who, her husband was a student in his class when he taught high school French. And his later wife then became his business partner in antiques, and, you know, just awesome, awesome friends. She gave her kidney to my brother. And
Still.
yeah, and going through all that process and all the testing and making it right. And then he had to take all these anti-rejection things really for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Because if
But
his
it was
body ever woke up, they're going to get
Yeah.
rid of that kidney.
Yeah, he was on death's door, and we had to get him to Cincinnati from Florida, University of Cincinnati. Florida would not do the transplant, that it was too risky.
Fair enough. It was,
So yeah, it was a major ordeal.
of course it was. And the reason why Florida wouldn't do the transplant, because whoever the surgeon was like, you're not going to sue me if something go wrong.
Yeah, I had
That's
to drive the last bit 90 miles an hour to get him there. I was going 90 miles an hour because he was out of oxygen. It was something, and it was, and it ended up being very special too.
Of course. I'm glad you listened to what she said. Could not find a match. Couldn't find the right vibration for this man's body. Just pick anything living, anything carbon based on this planet rejects something threatening its ability to live. Picking any example. Put the wrong type of fish in your fish bowl. Y'all ever seen that? No, what you going? I'm gonna get. Ooh, everybody gonna get a fish. Got 5 kids. 5 kids gonna get a fish. You better not. You better not do that. For one, some fish eat fish. Let's go there. 2, when them fish start defecating, see, if one fish can't handle the defecation of another fish that close proximity, you're gonna choke the oxygen out in that water. I'm just trying to tell you, Adonia, that this is about being in harmony with this universe. Well, they won't let me because you're not in harmony with whatever they want. My job, that job has its own universe, and you are a foreign substance with the way you behave. My money, there are laws of money. Every time people say they got money problems, it's 2 things I automatically know. Automatically. Number 1, they no longer save 10% of all their income. Number 2, they don't write down their money. money follows rules. If you save 10% of all your income, you must get more money. It's the law of this universe. If you write down where your money goes, it must not flee. The law of this universe. It's law of money. It's never going to change.
I do have a question about that.
Yes, ma'am. And then Deanna, get ready to read.
Not questioning the two laws. What I'm saying is, in this new age, since
Mhm.
but I know you like Adonia's daddy. So what I'm saying is, I know you don't physically write down where your money goes. What do you use?
That's what you got some people like Adonia and me that'll use credit cards and track everything, because that monthly report is everything. Especially since when it's time to do taxes, you ain't gonna do that. You just pull all 12 reports.
Right. Okay.
No, you don't have to do your, because what is your credit card report gonna do? If you buy some beer, it's gonna put it under alcohol. You buy some toilet paper, it's gonna put it on utilities. It's gonna sort it for you. If you
Oh,
go online and don't have a sort, you can go in there and click that bank statement and title it.
okay.
Yeah, so it's sorting it for you. Yeah, it's a ledger.
So the bank statement. Okay. Duh. What am I doing? Okay. But I can. Okay. Thank you.
There's another reason to use a credit card, not a debit card. This shouldn't even be using debit card. Debit cards are stupid. I need to stop using it. The reason why you shouldn't use a debit card is because there's no insurance on it. See, credit card, that's the bank money. So when it's time to say they didn't give you my product on time, you got the credit card company messed up. The only disputes I've ever lost on chargebacks, somebody paid with a credit card. Oh, the bank gonna play. They'll take that money first, and then say, "Oh, you got disputed, but you got like 60 days." And if you don't have like a lawyer case, they go like, "Sorry, you didn't win," because the bank is going to insure their money. It's their money. By bank, I mean credit institute. Okay. All right. This is about being in harmony with this universe. Deanna, you read. You can share it on the screen. You can do the one in the chat and the thing, or right here. Doesn't matter. I'm just doing this here for people to be able to see.
You want me to start from a philosophical
Oh
lens?
yeah. If you can read this, go ahead. Well, hold
Okay.
on. Let me do something different there, because everybody can be reading ahead. I ain't got time for that. Yeah. You know how it is, Grace. I'm switching to a. I'm switching. Understand? What is it? What does it start off with? The philosophical?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see. Oh, right here. There we go.
Right above relativism versus absolutism.
Oh, I skipped a whole bunch. You weren't supposed to read that. You're supposed to be reading.
I can read from the chat.
No, wait a minute. We know what we're gonna roll with that.
So
I
every
was
day you
supposed to
look at
go
your
over.
ledger.
I count my money every day. I could be a negative $33,000, and I would still look at it every day.
Okay. I just need to make sure I know where to go to look every day. Okay, this is what you. Okay, I got it.
I
Thank
look
you.
at my money every single day, whether it's acting funny or acting like a king.
I know Betterment is acting funny because I've been trying to give Betterment my money, and they keep saying we have an error. We have been having problems connected with Navy Federal. I need you to get the problem resolved because I need this money to leave me. Okay.
I know that's right. Don't play with my money. I get that. Okay, right here, Leon. We're going big so they can't. Then I can hit enter.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, but then I can do this. Get them out the business. There you go. Go ahead.
From a philosophical lens, here are some deeper insights tucked away in my core teachings that sometimes go unnoticed or unacknowledged by many. Relativism versus absolutism. Most people operate within a framework of relativism, judging things based on personal experiences, societal norms, or transient states of the world. Antonio's teaching that everything is perfect can be seen as a philosophical stance of absolutism. In this worldview, there's a constant, unchanging truth or reality, and that reality is perfection.
Push back. I got food in my mouth. Let's roll. Who said I didn't understand
I
none of that?
never knew the difference between relativism and absolutism. And so now I understand the difference. And I don't have pushback now because my inner philosophy has changed, but I'm going to give you what the pushback used to be.
Do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Grace, take this, that in chat, relativism versus absolutism. Go to ChatGPT, actually explain it to you like you're 10 years old. Go ahead, Dion.
So before...
I forgot I'm a nerd and I be speaking way up there.
So the everything is perfect thing, that is, everything's not perfect. Like my pushback used to be, no, it's not perfect. Because if it was perfect, it would look like this and it would look like that and it would look like this. But I was coming from a position of relativism because based on my personal experiences and what is normal in society, what I was taught as a kid and what is all right with this world, nothing is perfect.
Let me jump in real quick. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. If it was, it would look like this. You're saying one or two things, Talisha. Your God is weak and wimpy. Shouldn't even be God. Okay, I keep forgetting about that. Your God is weak and wimpy. Shouldn't even be God. Or your God has a serious personal problem with you.
Well, mine used to be God has a serious personal problem with me.
Those are the only two options when you say it's not perfect or it would look like this. You're saying you and God are not on the same page, or God is so weak, this credit card bill is stronger than God, or whatever it may be.
Me and God ain't never on the same page, okay? That used to be my thought process. So I'm going to speak from how I felt then. Me and God ain't never on the same page. Because I say, God, do it now. And he'd be like, no, that's not going to happen right now. It's going to happen in my time. And then I'd be like, well, make your time my time. And my time is right now.
What would happen, though, if you adopt my philosophy and my time becomes all the time?
See, in adopting that philosophy, I can understand it because everything is perfect. Every single thing that happens for a reason. If I stub my toe today, there's a reason for that. That was perfect because it lets me know, hey, you might want to move what you stubbed your toe on and put it in a different place because it doesn't need to be there. Because if you hit your toe once, you're going to hit your toe again. So learn the lesson the first time and move what you stubbed your toe on.
Fair enough. So we'll take everything happens for a reason. We'll take that. Grace, you can share your screen. And then I want to add to that. You should also say, if you're going to follow Antonio, and my next level is inside that reason. Wait a minute, Dion. Everything happens for a reason. And my next level to my breakthrough is inside that reason that just happened. All right, read this, Grace.
Okay. Of course. Yeah. Imagine you have a favorite flavor of ice cream, like chocolate. Now let's talk about how people think about things. Some people, like your friends, might say, I like chocolate ice cream, but I also like vanilla sometimes, depending on how I feel that day. They decide what they like based on how they feel or what their friends like. That's like relativism, where things can change depending on the situation or how someone feels. Now, there's this guy named Antonio. He thinks differently. He says, no matter what, chocolate ice cream is always the best and it can't get any better. He believes that there's one truth that never changes, that chocolate ice cream is perfect. In a bigger way, some people think like Antonio about life. They believe that there's one perfect truth or way of doing things that never changes. It's like saying everything is perfect. It's a different way of looking at the world compared to those who think things can be different depending on the situation. So when you hear about Antonio and his idea of everything is perfect, it means he thinks there's one unchanging truth, like always loving chocolate ice cream. but not everyone agrees with him because some people like different things at different times. It's all about how people see the world and what they believe in.
Should be a lot of comments now. Should be even be some pushback. I'll
So
speak. Go ahead.
So from that, I love it when Carlos breaks it down.
Yeah.
10-year-old. So from that, it's like it's all about how your perception. It's all about your perception. So if
What's
you
my number one core principle when I teach? What's the first thing in
gotta
Pathfinder?
change your perception.
Change your perception.
That's like the stubbing the toe. The stubbing the toe is like I could either stub my toe and be mad all day, or I can stub my toe and be like, okay, well, let me go ahead and move this now so I don't hit my toe again, because I know I'm gonna hit my toe again. So let me learn a lesson the first time and just move whatever I hit, move the stool I hit my toe on.
Great point. Go
Or
ahead, Grace.
or let me learn the lesson of be present where my feet are, so I don't stub my toe again. Okay, because I could have been doing something else. And that's why I stubbed my toe, because I wasn't paying attention where I was going.
Or you could have kept the pinky nail on your toe.
Oh,
And it fell off because you
God
is
bless.
running around here. Everybody hear me? Antonio says it's only one truth and one truth only. Only chocolate ice cream is the best. That's true, but I'm not talking about chocolate ice cream. Write this down what Antonio's only truth is. Everything is perfect because I always win, because everything is working out for me. The universe is set up that way.
You are cocky, little son of a gun.
I am. Universe is set up that way.
Okay, so I'm with that.
There you go. She says she's with that. It's kind of hard to claim to be Christian and not be with that. But
Well,
we-
I mean, plenty of people say they with it, but they don't operate
Right.
like they with that. So saying and operating is two different things.
well, you already know. You already know. Grace, did you get down what I said?
everything is always perfect because I always win, because
Everything is perfect because I always win, because everything is always working out for me.
the universe is set up that way.
The universe is set up that way. There is no other way. If I tell y'all that, man, I wish I could show y'all some on Netflix, but we're going to try something real quick. I don't think this is going to work, and it shouldn't work. And Netflix should make sure it doesn't work. But I'm going to try it anyway. Give me a second. Where's the watch again? Oh, there we go. Right here. Let's see if this is a black screen or not. It should be a black screen. Right? Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't see anything.
Netflix ain't playing.
No, they
We
should,
learned
they
that
should.
via Zoom. They ain't
Yeah,
playing.
yeah,
You're not
yeah.
gonna be sharing
No.
our movie on Zoom.
No doubt. I would do the same thing. So I watch documentaries. I love them. And I was watching something. David Attenborough is one of my favorite people. And I got your next Simone. So all the fish in the sea, boo-boo in the sea. Y'all familiar with that, right? Without their boo-boo, two things don't happen. That boo-boo winds up being the foundation of something called plankton. It's a short version of it. Plankton feeds the whole ocean. But without that boo-boo, that sun don't hit the surface, and that boo-boo don't rise up, and that ocean don't rise up, and we die of thirst in 13 days or less, because all water on this planet comes from rain, and the oceans are responsible for 50% of our oxygen. And the oceans are responsible for 100% of our rain. And all rain comes from, all water comes from rain. Drinkable water only comes from rain. I got mine from the ground because it rained for millions of years.
You read a lot.
I know, I'm such a nerd, but it just goes to show you that some whale defecate in some ocean Melissa ain't never been to, not in Damali's conscience whatsoever, is the very reason her children get to breathe today. So when you think about that, the Christian God is so good that when a whale farts in the ocean, it's serving Jerome. That sounds like to me, Susan, the earth is the Lord's in the fullness thereof.
Can't stand you.
But I just try to make it make sense.
Why you gotta be so cocky?
But
Why you gotta be so? And then if I compare my harvest with your harvest, I look stupid. So you still get to shine. I don't appreciate that.
Remind me to bring up Phil, because me and Phil had a text message conversation. One message went back for it, but we said like 15,000 words in that one message, and I absolutely applied it too. But remind me to bring that up. But it's going to come up in one of these points though. Go ahead, Jamal. Talisha says she like your haircut, Jamal. Go ahead, Jamal.
I was gonna say, so in essence, we're just defeating the construct of time, because what you're saying is it's gonna happen anyways, regardless of what you want, not regardless, but we want those things to happen, whatever they are. We have an idea what we think should and shouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna happen because we put that energy out there. But then we're just at that particular point, if you have to stop thinking about it almost entirely because of the outcome, entirely because the time is not on you. You don't control the time part. So that's where the worry comes. That's where the worry comes from, is because we're saying, I don't see the harvest. I'm looking around, I don't see the harvest at all. And if you're saying that if you just wait till the season comes forward, it'll come, but you don't get to control the time part. And that's the part that pretty much drives everybody crazy, is the waiting part. Is that it?
Absolutely. And I'm going to add to that. Two things I'm going to add to that. One thing that needs to be added to that. 99% of all worry on the planet, including Talisha's, including Antonio's, would disappear if you stayed in the present. Worry happens in the future or happens in the past. Worry never happens in the present. Never. What you do is you go, man, they're always hard on me. And you start worrying about something in the past, about an event in the future. Oh man, I really need this job, because if I don't get it, something in the future. If you just stay present, you can never worry. 99% of the time.
Fact.
Facts. The Molly's clapping. If you were in Hawaii and you were watching your house burn down presently, then I would tell you, Melissa, this is a good time to worry in the present. But if y'all houses ain't burnt down, your worry was in vain. But even Jerome's God is going to use those ashes to refertilize that ground and use the insurance policies to cash those people out. You understand what I'm saying? Grace, take the one I put in chat just now. Go get the 10-year-old explanation for us. I think I put it in there. You also, yes, and
You
take
did.
my only truth. Everything. Talisha, if Talisha wants a husband or a new husband, everything is perfect. The new husband will be perfect because he will be in contrast to the other one. You missed it. I'll do it again. I set before you a Dallas Cowboy cup. I'm not a Cowboy fan. And a red cup. I'm going to offer Melissa one of these cups. She will choose one or neither. One cup has 100% pure almond milk, no sugar added whatsoever. This particular cup is less than one serving, so this would be 54 calories tops. This cup got that yak. That's short for cognac. This cup sat next to this cup. Depending on what you need, you will reject one or the other. If Talisha is in the desert 70 days, not 70 days, 70 days, and she has not had water for the last 8 of them, cognac, she ain't gonna want. First off, it's gonna dehydrate her. Secondly, even if she don't know it, her body gonna be like, we not doing that. But this almond milk, 81 days ago, Melissa, I don't drink that stuff. I bet you do now. I bet you do now. Your lips chapped, your skin cut in your top lip. You done lost 13 pounds. You know you can't afford to lose nothing. Just sitting these 2 cups next to each other determines a choice. Okay. One of these cups look like Talisha husband. The other cup look like the toxic. Wow, I don't know if one of these cups is poisonous. One of these cups is healthy. And all I'm trying to say is, so will be the new boo. But you'll never recognize healthy if you did not have poison, because everything is perfect. Does that make sense to you? Okay, Talisha.
But it doesn't really. But it doesn't matter which cup she chooses, because at that time, whatever cup she chooses is the right cup.
Right, absolutely, because they're on the mistakes. Now, if new boo come through and he got Talisha out in Jamaica, and you know, it's anniversary time. Mother Nature ain't nowhere near to be found. Not on Talisha, maybe outside on the beach. And he's sitting there, Melissa, 6'2", muscled up, 3% body fat. Consistent, do everything he say everything he gonna do. Open the doors. One of these cups ain't gonna set the mood. One of these cups don't belong in that situation. Give me some almond milk. We're gonna get nasty tonight. Nope. You want that yak. You understand? There is a proper time. It just is what it is. Amazing Grace. Grace is 43 years old. Her name is Grace. I promise you, upon conception, her mother was not listening to Amazing Grace.
43. She's 42.
No, she's 43. Because I'm 42. She just had a birthday.
I just had a birthday.
I know. I thought you turned 42. See, I'm trying to make you younger than you are. Just work.
Listen, you
It's
see, I wasn't gonna correct you.
Okay,
You see, I wasn't gonna correct you. Okay.
My bad, Antonio. I'm sorry. I
Her
thought
mama wouldn't play an Amazing Grace.
I was
To get
protecting
her
my
here.
home.
Everything's perfect. You hear me? It was Luther.
Why you bring her mom into this?
It was Luther. Big Luther, too. No.
Not the skinny Luther.
No, well, not that one.
Big Luther, not little Luther.
Skinny Luther still saying now.
Black Pavarotti.
Yeah. Skinny Luther still saying, but Big Luther.
Okay. First
She
of all,
got two daughters because of Big Luther.
first of all, you got Renee cutting up in this chat. Okay, tell her to stop.
I ain't even looking. Okay, yeah, Big Luther made babies. Grace, pull up the new 10-year-old explanation. Deanna, you read. And for those of you who have read Urantia, you should be seeing how I am absolutely setting Urantia up. This is I'm trying to open y'all. I'm trying to make y'all fertile soil. Okay, go ahead, Grace.
Sure thing. Let's talk about time, like the past, present, and
Oh,
future.
give us a title first. Give us a title of whatever I put up.
Oh, temporal versus eternal perspective.
This is what Jamal just brought up. Okay, go ahead.
Sometimes we humans mostly think about what's happening right now or what happened in the past. We're kind of stuck in the right now and the what's happened before. This is called a temporal perspective. It's like when you're worried about a test tomorrow or excited about a fun thing you did yesterday. Now, there's this person named Antonio, and he thinks differently. He says, hey, don't just focus on what's happening right this second or what happened before. Look at the really big forever picture. He wants people to see things not just for what's happening right now, but for what's going to happen forever. We call this an eternal perspective. So when Antonio says everything is perfect, he's telling us to think about things from this big forever point of view. Instead of getting upset about small problems that happened today or yesterday, he wants us to think about how everything fits into the much bigger story of our whole lives. It's like saying, don't worry about the tiny bumps in the road, look at the whole journey ahead. So Antonio is like a coach telling us to look at a life with a bigger perspective, like zooming out on a map to see the whole world instead of just one little spot. It's all about how we see time and understand the world around us.
This is so good because I literally just told y'all like 2 morning calls ago. I think I used Gianna as an example, but I was just calling names. Do this one too, Grace. And Deanna, what you stress about today won't even mean anything 20 years from now. Remember I said that? It has no value 20 years from now. See, when Damani look at her husband and look and go, I can't stand you did this. That's the only thing that exists. But if she look at her husband of everything he's ever done and all the good he's done and all the good he will do, Damani goes, babe, don't even worry about it. I'm about to save some of y'all relationships. Hers don't need to be saved. I was just using an example because I saw her and her daughter on the screen. At least I think it was a girl. I can't better see. Think about this. When it's time for Jerome to cover his wife, Jerome can't think about that thing she said 10 minutes ago because that ain't gonna get you covered. Come on, help me out, Jerome. That ain't gonna get you covered. Yeah, how many of you know when you're mad, you're mad? Ain't no sense in me lying to you. I mean, I don't want you to die, but I wish you was dead. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I wish he was dead. I'm all in that spirit. Don't die. But Lord, I wish they were dead. You know what I'm saying? It's a duality, which is coming up next. But when you think of when Susan looks at Phil, and trust me, Phil gets on Susan's nerves. Susan goes, all these great years we've had. And Susan goes, don't worry about it, honey. What you eating today? Because that's the big picture. Because whatever Phil's pile system won't matter when Phil's long gone 30 years from now. She gonna miss books everywhere. She gonna probably keep them. I'm gonna keep don't move those. Keep those just the way they are. Me and Monique still have. We still got Phil and Susan's plant. It's still alive. It's still alive. It's absolutely still alive. Now, sometimes the back half of it ain't doing too well. Need some sunlight, but we it's all right though. That was November. This is August, September. That's pretty freaking fantastic. Okay, that's fantastic. But next to it is the last 2 cups my mama drank out of. Still unwashed. Her backwash still in the sun kiss because we was trying. So she loves sweets, but she couldn't taste nothing. So we was trying to get her to maybe you drink this one, and she would do the straw. But that's when she lost her ability to swallow. Refused to move them. Monique moved it because I knocked one over and some of the orange juice spilled out, and it was like she was dying again. It was like, it was the orange juice. When you miss somebody, you keep these things around because you're looking at this big picture. Such is life. When you look at your life, I promise you that credit score is not going to mean that much.
Antonio, if you had
Yes,
to
ma'am.
flee, you had to flee for a hurricane, those would be the things you would grab.
Absolutely. Absolutely
I
correct.
mean-
I never thought about that. You're so right, though.
That's the things I took recently with us, the things that, have the sentimental value. That's
yeah. Absolutely did not think about that. But yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Take those 2 cups. Take
And
those 2 cups. Oh, yeah. For sure.
maybe
For
not.
sure. Well, I got to take a little brown with me or pick some up on the way. You understand, Jerome?
So Antonio,
Yes.
what about
Billy.
the people who are, I probably pronounce this wrong, but what about the people who are hoarders or hooters or whatever you call them?
Hoarders?
Yeah, like everything is sentimental to them.
No.
And it was in that situation.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So everything is sentimental to them. But when everything is sentimental to you, is anything sentimental at all? Think about that. Talisha, me and you dating. And I love all my hoes. But I'm trying to make it emotionally respond. You're like, Tracy, I'm trying to get an emotional response so she can be like, nah, so you with me. I love them all 17 of them. We all moving in.
We ain't together then.
Right there. Okay. No, you're right. Hoarders are a different story because once you honor everything, you kind of don't honor anything at all. Let me explain. Everything is perfect. That don't mean I'm honoring everything. I have everything on this planet in a position of honor. That does not mean I'm paying attention to all those honors. Only a few things get my worship. That's 5% of my energy. 5% of the things in my life get my worship. See, try this again. A friend to everybody is a friend to none. They've been saying that way before I got here, Jerome. Your grandmother said that. Be careful, Jerome. Friend to everybody, friend to none. But it makes sense. It makes sense. Grace, read the third one.
You talking about
The duality.
okay, the regular version or the ChatGPT?
No, anybody gonna understand my
Gotcha.
my $20 words.
Right.
And a feeling it on you. That's it.
Okay, so we're talking about duality and non-duality. Okay, so imagine you have a favorite game, like a video game. Sometimes you have a great time playing it, and it makes you happy. Other times, you might get stuck or lose, and it makes you feel not so great, right? That's what we call duality. When things can be either good or bad, right or wrong, happy or sad. It's like having 2 sides to everything. Now, here's where Antonio comes in. He says, hey, what if we didn't always think in terms of good and bad? What if we saw everything as part of a bigger picture? He wants us to look at life in a different way, where we don't just think about things in opposites. Antonio thinks that everything, even the stuff that seems not so great, is part of something much bigger and perfect. It's like saying, even when you lose in that game, it's a part of the whole experience. and that whole experience is perfect in its own way. So he's telling us to move away from thinking everything is just this or that and start seeing that everything fits together like pieces of a puzzle. This way of thinking is called non-duality. It means seeing that all the different parts of life are connected, like different colors in a beautiful painting, and together they make something perfect in its own unique way. So, Antonio wants us to shift our thinking from always thinking in opposites to seeing that everything is part of a big, perfect picture, even if it doesn't always seem that way at first. It's like looking at life through a different pair of glasses.
So glad I had you break that one down. We're going to pause right here for a while because this is the trap that gets y'all. This idea, if I'm having a good time, then I'm not having a bad time. Did y'all hear what I said? If she is faithful, then she's not faithful. All these things are wrong. This idea of duality, as y'all understand it, is y'all downfall. Let me tell you why. Because the moment the opposite happens, you lose your damn mind. That's why. This is why it's your downfall. Because you go, thank you, God, new house. But the moment you got to move out, the moment you lose it, your self-worth is tied into the duality of good. Now you lose. How many of you lost and you damn near lost yourself, if not lost yourself? Come on, I need some real, we know everybody gonna participate, but I need some real hands that something happened and you forgot who you was. Whole crisis. Exactly. Thank y'all for being honest. That's that duality. You didn't stop being valuable. You said Sandra said she did. You didn't stop being valuable, and nor did that thing stop being not in your life. The energy of what you've done is still in your life, Talisha. I know that sounds weird, but a great guy, way before me, Napoleon Hill, got a whole chapter about it. Sex transmutation chapter, Napoleon Hill. He has a little section and it's real small. He says, love, well, he says the problem is people think love comes once in a lifetime, but love is fleeting. And the people who become bitter when love leaves usually never get it again, and they go on the road to poverty. The people who are grateful for the love they had usually get another love and stay on the road to prosperity.
Love ain't fleeting. God is love. I hadn't put that in there. And God ain't never fleeting. I just wanted to mess with you.
Fair enough. Not even gonna step on that one. That's a landmine. It's a landmine over there, Antonio. Don't step on that one. You sure right. Landmine over there. This is the brilliance of this duality. So, Antonio, what's the solution? Grace, share your screen again. Go see if it finds my. Go. You go tell me what my solution is. It's there in plain English. It says Antonio says, "Oh, Antonio wants you to shift." That's what I think it says.
Yeah. At the bottom, Antonio wants us to shift our thinking from always thinking in opposites to seeing that everything is part of a big, perfect picture, even if it doesn't always seem that way at first.
All right, y'all hear me say it all the time. You stop right there. You can say, y'all hear me say this. You hear me say this all the time. The opposite must show up. It's not personal. It is just contrast. You all only can see me because my background don't look like me. If everything in my background looked like me, you would never have enough contrast to enjoy the essence that is me. Can I push that further? Monique taught me this long time ago. It's one of them lessons I wish I didn't have to learn, but I had to learn it. She taught me a good lesson. She had me fucked up too. You know what I'm saying? It was both ends. Right? It was one of them. If you treat everybody the same way, because Antonio's consistent, then how am I special?
Yep.
Did you? If everybody get kindness, if everybody get love, then how am I special? Now, I ain't like that lesson, but it was much needed. I don't mean I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like half the stuff God be doing in my life. It don't mean
So
I
wait a
don't
minute,
need it.
wait a minute, wait
Yeah,
a
go
minute. I better be special.
You are a Scorpio. That Adonia said the same thing in her head. She just didn't say it out loud. But yes, that was a very Scorpio response. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. The opposite is not personal. Let's go back to my mother. So duality wants to trap you and say she's not here. Or I can say she is here and I'm going to build this business or this other side of these things I told her I was going to do so she can enjoy it with me. One of these gets me to the goal. The other, it gets me right. And one of the things I learned real early, John Calloway, man, real early about this. When you right, you are right. The problem is it don't serve nothing but you feeling like you're right. Man, you don't know what he did to me. Grace, you are right. I don't know. And now Grace feel better. Yeah, man, I told you, man, you don't be listening. You're right, Grace. I was not listening. That's 2 wins Grace got now. See? And you always think you know everything. You're right, Grace. I do. 3 wins. You got paid yet, Grace? Solved the problem? You proving a lot of points. Ain't solving a damn thing.
You a butthole. Oh, you a butthole.
We do this in relationships a lot. We prove our points because the goal is for you to know how much you got me messed up or for you to let me be heard. The goal ain't never to solve the problem. And what did I tell y'all early? This is all about your human understanding determines your existence, either in harmony with this universe or disharmony. So now I need to define harmony. That's where we at now, Grace. I'm going to send you the next one. And Trinace asked me this earlier. God bless all y'all for the next one. I do apologize, but let me explain what harmony is. It's the same definition I had 8 years ago, Grace. Or hold on. Run your prompt, Grace. Run your prompt. I'm drinking from the healthy cup. This is the good cup. This is Talisha's man. Tastes like vanilla almond milk. Love it. Go ahead, Grace. Run your prompt. I'm going to be waiting on you. You run your prompt because you don't need to miss what I'm about to say. Tracy, you're looking extra young today. You aren't like you massaged your cheeks or something. You did something. No? Say, girl, she's like, girl, I'm tired. My feet hurt. And you damn kids get on my nerve.
Okay, it's running.
Okay, now you can pay attention. With no diss, I just know Grace only know how to do one thing at a time like Antonio. I'm fully aware. Okay. Harmony, write this down, is doing what is right to yourself and others, comma, according to the right of right. That last right got a capital R on it, Grace. Harmony is doing what is right. And I know there's no right or wrong, but I can't say harmony again in the definition. Harmony is doing what is right to yourself and others. According to the right of right, that last right. It's like in the Bible, when it says the law and they got that capital L, Jerome, that's a different kind of law. That's not the same. All right. Stick our hat here. I told you we're gonna be on duality for a little bit. Stick our hat here. I've been saying the same definition for 8, 9 years. Well, out loud for 8, 9 years. I've been saying it since I was in the trash can almost. And I acted like this in the trash can, by the way. I really did. I act like I'm like Phil. I stayed in trouble as a kid because I was too damn grown with my knowledge and stuff. You know, it was too grown. Anywho, we're gonna break this down. We're gonna do something called sentence diagramming. I hated it in college, but I'm so glad that it's on the way you can translate Greek or Hebrew or any foreign language. You have to actually know how sentences, words fit in a sentence. We're gonna do sentence diagramming. Grace, if you could copy and paste that, put it on a Word document for me, and then be ready to use different colors. Put it real big. Be ready to use different colors. While she's doing that, allow me to do what more than likely your public school did not do well. I will clean it up, but it's pretty accurate. You know, subject versus predicate. But you're not familiar with noun, adjective, verb, adjectival concord, subject verb agreement. You do them automatically because you speak English. You speak English. You speak American. So you do it automatically. You don't say, hand me this chairs, because the subject noun agreement, this is a demonstrative near pronoun singular. Chairs is plural. It don't fit. So we're going to break down sentence diagram. In this particular case, we're going to find the subject of this sentence Grace is about to share on the screen. A subject is the first noun in the sentence that's not in a prepositional phrase or an appositional phrase. Stop your screen real quick, Grace. This is why we need to understand prepositions and apposition. Antonio, what's an appositional phrase? David, comma, son of Jesse. Son of Jesse is a disambiguator. It is an appositional phrase. It doesn't mean anything to the sentence, but telling you which David it is. But you can genuinely take out son of David and the sentence still makes sense. Can I push that further? A prepositional phrase, you can take out the prepositional phrase and a sentence still makes sense. What you will not get is the full meaning of that sentence, Susan, but you will get the direct meaning of that sentence. Once you make something in a prepositional phrase, it becomes an adjective. It modifies the noun. It just gives meaning to the sentence. Nerdgasm aside, Grace, share your screen, please. When I tell you Antonio's definition of harmony, it's loaded. Grace, can you tell me, it's hard, it's a trick question. Can you tell me what's the noun of this sentence?
No.
Stop your screen, Grace. Share ChatGPT. It's a trick. I'm glad you said no.
So.
Uh-huh. It's a trick. It's difficult. Go ahead.
So for me, when I read it, although my eyes were half closed, I think the subject is you.
or the understood. Like, so it's an understood subject. Okay, put it back on the screen, Grace. Put it back on the screen. Let's look. This is why, remember I said your public school didn't do this too well.
Oh, I see what she's saying.
It could be.
It could be
Could be.
harmony. Harmony is you doing what is right to yourself.
Well, if
and
it was an
others.
understood subject, then it would be you doing
Right.
what is right to yourself and others, according to, and that's what she's saying.
Right.
But I didn't go to public schools. Just so y'all know.
Fair enough. Any guesses? All right, you don't have to guess. I'm not really checking your. Go ahead.
The right or right? Okay.
I'll put it up for y'all. The answer is what? But I put it up for y'all.
Okay.
What is a noun?
Wait, a noun is a person, place, or thing, right?
There we go. In this particular case, what is the noun? You can stop your screen, Grace. I'll show you. Don't worry. I'll put it up for you. What is the noun? How many nouns are in this sentence? Blah. And is what a noun here? Of course, I knew that. There are 6 nouns in this sentence. What is the first noun? Therefore, what is the subject of this sentence? Because it's not in an appositional phrase, and it is not in a prepositional phrase or any disqualifier like that. Why is what a verb, Grace, if you could? And this is giving you, see, look, this is sentence diagram. Read it, Grace. This is blowing your mind.
Yes. What functions as a noun in this context? Specifically, it serves as a nominal relative pronoun referring to something unspecified or unknown. In this case, it represents the thing that is right to do.
You better talk, Grace.
I was trying to jump in and say, what is a thing? I was coming.
Well, you was coming, yes. What is a thing? And a thing is a noun. In this particular case, it's a pronoun. You're right. So, all right. Grace, that was fun. Sentence diagram. Share your screen again, Grace. Oh, no. Hold on. Let me share my screen, Grace. Read this 1 through 6 in the explanation so I can make this a little easier and faster for everybody else. I had to fail Greek. Go get 7 English books on sentence diagramming just to do this, just so I can graduate with a C in my first Greek semester. And that C wasn't even a C, to be honest with you, Talisha. It was a D. Professor was like, man, you can't move forward with no D. Go on, take this C and get out of here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I shall appreciate you. Yes, sir. I shall appreciate you. It wasn't a D. I mean, it wasn't a C. It was the Lord's grace is what it was. Okay. Go ahead, Grace, and read 1 through 6.
Okay. The nouns are what, right, first occurrence refers to a principle or correct action. Yourself, others, right, second occurrence refers to a principle or a standard. Right refers to a proper or specific principle, possibly a proper noun given the capitalization.
Given the capitalization. ChatGPT is cold in a motor scooter. You hear me? That's cold. But what we're going to do is we're going to repeat this one more time. That first right, then yourself, others, right again. Okay, you stop your screen. Oh, I got to stop my screen. You share your screen, Grace. Now let's roll with this, y'all. This is loaded. Tracy should be loving this. Doing is what, Grace? It's an action.
It's a verb.
There you go. Verb. Now, Trinace had a really good guess that was spot on. The only reason why you is not an understood statement because it doesn't follow phonetics understood subject is because it's not needed due to the fact that what is actually the subject. Hear me well. Verb, subject. Verb, subject. Stop your screen. The action is doing the subject. Is this clear? So in this case, Adonia, this sentence, the way I have designed it to be in purpose, and y'all do this every day. You just don't, you can't explain it. But Talisha say, you got me messed up. She don't want you to misunderstand that. She is saying, subject, please, this is, you're the subject, sir. You are the subject. You are the focus of this sentence. What are you doing? Got. Okay. That means the action you have done to me. What is the direct object? Messed up. According to what you have done to me, you're going to catch these hands. So we do this every day in regular speech. We just can't explain it the way I'm explaining it. Share your screen, Grace. So in this particular case, y'all, I'm saying all the action on my sentence is for what? Pay attention. And everything after this what is modifying what. That's what, stop your screen, Grace. When you find a subject to the sentence, everything in that sentence is only modifying that subject. What here becomes the noun. Before you get bored out of your mind, I can't tell you if what is right, if what is wrong, or what to do. That's why it's just what. Y'all get it? And Phil cuss out Deanna. I can't tell you if that was wrong. I can only tell you that was the what. But you need to be very careful because doing. Okay, watch this here. We're going to do it together. In this sentence, doing is a participle. I'm going to have him explain it for me. Can you, for teaching purposes, in great detail, see, for teaching purposes, it's apples. That's a, well, in this particular case, that's a prepositional phrase. I can skip this whole thing. Doing is a participle. Can you, in great detail, in a sentence would still make sense. For teaching purposes, is just modifying can you. Okay? In great detail. I've been looking for an English teacher to teach my kids. I might as well do it myself because I can teach English. I'm qualified to teach English in college. Might as well, huh, Grace? All right.
Yes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, all the English hours I got.
Please.
Yeah. Can you only need 18. I got 30. Anyway.
Jesus.
30, 36, something like that. Can you, for teaching purposes, in great detail, because I want to use this as a conjunction and make sure these are equal, explain what a participle is, what it does, and how it is modifying our noun, which is the subject of the sentence. That is what. We're gonna let this happen to sir. Certainly. Let's delve deep into. They don't take my explanation, Jerome. Take ChatGPT. Far smarter than me. How does a participle function? Analyze the sentence. Now let's understand the role in this particular phrase. Noun phrase, kicks off, function, doing the participle, blah, blah, but doing here is doing something. Don't worry about it. We finna go through it. Subject of the sentence is, right? This entire gerund phase could be doing this, blah, blah, blah. In summary, the participle doing is doing something here. We finna break it all down, Grace. I promise you, in 10 minutes, I'm gonna change your life. In 10 minutes, when I get out the nerd stuff, you're gonna go, oh, is that why?
That's all I'm waiting on.
That didn't work for me. Okay, Grace, you read. We're gonna split it all up into we're gonna call this a section, And we're
Okay.
gonna call this a say. Then whatever is reasonable. You and Deanna go back and forth. Go ahead.
Okay. What is a participle? A participle is a verb form that can function as an adjective or in combination with auxiliary verbs. See, they lost me right there. Form various verb tenses. Auxiliary verbs. English has two main types
What's
of
the auxiliary ministry? Auxiliary choir.
Oh, okay. Okay. Auxiliaries. I got it. It's different.
Okay.
Broken up. All right. Present participle. This is the ing form of a verb. It can be used in continuous tenses. Ergo, I am running, or as an adjective. Example, a running stream. Past participle. This form often ends in ed for regular verbs. Talked, but can take various forms for irregular verbs. Example, run becomes run, eat becomes eaten. It can be used in perfect tenses. Example, I have talked.
Right.
Or
and the middle tense would be I ate myself to death. That's when the action happens to you.
Okay. Or as an adjective, example, the broken vase.
How does a participle function? When a participle functions as an adjective, it describes and modifies a noun. For instance, in the fallen leaves are brown, fallen is a past participle describing the leaves.
Right there. Stop right there.
Oh.
Can you read what a participle does to a noun one more time? At the very beginning. What you read.
When a participle functions as an adjective,
Yep.
it describes or modifies a noun.
Can you tell me how we know this participle is functioning as an adjective? Grace, go up to present participle. Read that.
This is the ing form of a verb. It can be used in continuous tenses. Example, I am running, or as an adjective, a running stream.
Okay. This is, in this case, this is modifying. We know this is modifying as an adjective. What? We know this. Keep going, Deanna, back on your section.
Analyzing the sentence. In the sentence, doing what is right to yourself and others according to the right of right. The word doing is indeed the present participle of the verb do.
So it's agreeing with me. It's agreeing with me. It's indeed, Antonio. Now go down to noun phrase for us. Deanna, Grace, you read number 2.
Excuse me. The entire expression, doing what is right to yourself and others, functions as a noun phrase, with the core noun being what? The participle doing kicks off this noun phrase and lends the idea of an action taking place.
Wait a minute, Grace. Share your screen. This way y'all be getting in trouble. Doing what is right by yourself. Doing what is right to yourself and others, according to the right of right, it's how you are in harmony with this universe. Anybody disagree with that? Because I'm defining harmony, yes? And if you, Jerome, stop your screen, Grace. Jerome, help me out, brother. If you are in harmony with his statutes, how does God reward thee?
Leave me alone.
if I'm in your will, now if you abide in me, and I abide in you.
Abide in you.
No.
Yeah, you.
So if you, Antonio, can you sum up the Bible for me? Sure can. Sum it up in one sentence for you, Talisha. Real catchy sentence. You can tweet it. Getting his will, he'll get in your will. End of story. That's the whole Bible. That's the whole Bible. Renee, get in his will, he'll get in your will. You're gonna have a hard time disproving that. You can add to it. But I said a tweetable thing. You lean out to your own understanding. He'll give you a whole bunch of reasons you ain't gonna understand no more. Whole bunch of blessings. One, when you won't have room enough to receive, press down, shaking together, run it over. Will be put in the bosom, your bosom. I can do it all day. You know I can. Present you faultless before the only wise God. Enter into your master's joy. Nothing is impossible. You mighty man of valor. There's a whole lot of prosperity in the Bible, which I hate prosperity preachers. Go ahead, Grace. Share your screen. My bad. I couldn't help myself.
Watch yourself, Reverend.
I couldn't help myself, Jerome. I couldn't help myself. So right here, ladies and gentlemen, doing is an ongoing action that is describing what. And right there, if you're Antonio, what's the point? Every what that you do, you always do. Ongoing. Third time's gonna be the charm. Doing is your programming. What is your seed? And if it ain't right to source you and to the harmony of Jerome, according to what God says is right, you planting bad seeds. Drop my damn mic, Grace.
Watch your voice.
Do I need to do it again? Can I do it again? Can I do it again? Jerome, that was scripture. That's scripture on the screen. I don't care what you say. That's scripture on the screen, Jerome. Let's do it again, Grace.
I agree.
Doing is your programming, what you always do. Millions of actions, your motives. How many of you know if it ain't in your worldview, you won't do it? Come on, help me, somebody. So I'm trying.
Yep.
If it ain't in your, I don't care how, I say too much. Never mind. Just don't worry about it. Doing what is right.
Was you about to give an example? Come on, man. You know I need that. You know I need that. Come on.
I can't. It was too much.
Okay, do you have another? You be having like 17 examples. Wait, no. You be having like 17 examples in your
but
head.
none of them gonna
one?
work that well, though. None of them gonna work that well.
Right.
If you
Did you not hear the example he gave about the well?
it was actually
did.
far worse than that. Doing what is right. All right. Remember this, y'all. You can stop your screen. I stopped the Grace. The reason why you're not getting that breakthrough is because your programming is determining your seed. And you always do it. Write this down. 1, your programming is determining your seed. Your what? Your programming is determining your what, and it don't match what Source Susan agreed with Susan. This is what we're here for. And every time Susan don't do that, Susan feel bad and forfeit her blessings. Say what you want, but I can pull up scripture.
Repeat that, please.
Yeah. Susan sucks. No, I'm just joking. Doing is your programming. I know, right? We all do. Doing is your programming. What is your seed? That's number 2. Doing is your programming. Number 2, what is your seed? Doing is your programming. Number 2, what is your seed? And when the doing, number 3, when you're doing and your seed does not serve you, you're on the road to poverty. Big U. Grace, when doing, which is when your programming determines your seed and it does not serve big U, you lose, you forfeit your dreams. Go ahead, Deanna. I got you.
Can you give an example of doesn't serve big U?
I was talking to somebody earlier today. I won't say their names. And they were like, I was like, but why are you acting so conservative? I don't understand it. Like you're not even conservative. Where do you get this from? And they was trying to argue. Melissa, I was like, look, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're that. Scientifically, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're that, you're that, you're that, you're that, you're this. So what is this conservative thing going on about you? Clearly it ain't serving you. You don't even want to be conservative. Well, I guess it's because, and then they had a breakthrough. Because I saw my mama do this, and I didn't like she did it. So I said, so you spent all these years trying not to be like your mama. And I said, well, how much is you not being like your mama got you so off path? You don't even know who you are. 99% of you is not like my mama. That has nothing to do with who you are. And you
Okay,
want
first,
God.
no, say what you're gonna say.
And
Go
you
ahead.
want God to bless you, and you not even you.
Okay, first of all,
That's what
sir.
I said.
First of all,
That's what I
Reverend.
said. That's what I said. That's what I said.
First of all,
You know who
Reverend.
I'm talking about. Go ahead.
First of all, Reverend. Okay, I'm serious. Jesus was want me to hear this stuff over and over again. Okay, you and Myron Golden. I know prosperity has one voice. Okay,
One voice. One
now
voice.
what he said is exactly what you said, but he said it like this. Say what you just said again, and I'm gonna break. We're gonna Sunday school it. Say what the first thing you just said. When you don't know who you are. Oh no, you said when you got. I want to be better than my mama.
Yeah, since you want to be better than your mama,
he said
you
that's
ain't
your
got no you.
Wait. He said that's your lot. That's your lot identity.
Identity. I like that. Not
Okay.
identity, but
Second,
identity.
say the second. Oh no, you know what? No. You don't know who you are because people keep telling you that's your identity. But then when you want to be better than your mama, he said that's your my identity.
My identity. And still ain't got to your identity yet.
Hello.
So you 98% lie identity, 2% my identity. How hell God gonna bless you when you ain't got no identity?
That's what he was saying. I know. I've been like I like punching myself in the face twice. Listening to Myron Golden and Antonio. God bless.
Blessings got GPS coordinates for Talisha. They come every day. Can't find Talisha because she and her, to borrow from here, her lie identity and her my identity. The blessings is GPS for her identity. See, y'all want to be covered with the blood, but don't want to actually have Jesus cover you with the blood.
Watch yourself.
You're not covered. My identity is covered.
You better watch yourself. You better watch yourself, boy.
That representative is covered, but you ain't. This is what I mean by source you. I ain't even got to others yet. See, you made an agreement, Deanna. So you said, well, I need to go to school. Does that serve source you? My boys just came to me, asked me, he's like, well, we want to go back to school. I was like, okay, I have no problem with this. Just let me finish doing what I'm doing. Y'all can go next year because when we get y'all in 12th grade. They almost in 12th grade. So you might as well go back to school in 12th because you got to test back in. You might as well test in 12th grade. Makes sense. You're 14 in 12th grade. Or 15 in 12th grade. That's what you'll be. You'll be 12 in the 12th grade. Then that's what it is. Now, you can go back if you want to, but then all school will be easy for you. That's up to you. I don't care. But I said, come here, buddy. Let me ask you a question. You still trying to go to the NBA? Yeah. Well, you can't really travel with AAU in school. But if you want to get with other kids your age and chase your dreams, then you need to be in an AAU tournament. That's school. You can make basketball your school and you'll be a professional basketball player by the time you're 16. I'll send you to Europe. Let you play like Luka Doncic, 16 years old, with a bunch of grown men, like LaMelo Ball in Australia. That's your school. But I'm not telling you which one to do. He was like, I want that one, Daddy.
I know he did.
He did. That was Aiden, right? His voice deeper than mine. Because he understands what is right for him. Do you want to go to school or do you want to hang out with kids his age, laugh and joke and create memories? So if you can go to school and chase your NBA dream at the same time, going to Europe, traveling AAU makes more sense, don't it? Being homeschooled has that advantage. I'm not telling him homeschool is better. I'm saying for him, Homeschool is better. The middle one want to be a whole musician, play 16 instruments. Can't do that in school, learning about Pythagorean theory.
I have yet to know anybody who uses maybe
only a
astronomers.
carpenter, only with Phil on top of that roof with that little T-square, little triangle. He doing this. Only a carpenter.
Okay.
Only somebody doing a roof is using Pythagorean theory, or or a pool shark. If you playing pool, I give you that one. Steph Curry is using more trigonometry than he is geometry. So, it's just one of those things. But if you really know, if you shoot well, anyway, I don't mean shoot a basketball. I mean pow, pow, pew, pew. That's trigonometry. Doing right. So your action, that programming is always continuing. Are y'all receiving this? Your programming is always affecting your what? Does your programming go in the ground or does your seed go in the ground? Which one goes in the ground?
Your seed. Your
programming determines which seed you pick up. Help me, somebody.
Please, D, say what you got to say.
Your programming determines which seed you pick up. See, we don't pick up seeds that's worthy of us. Let's now see, Phil. I said we was coming back to it. Not for me and Phil text message.
Wait. Before you start talking about this text message. So
it's right on time. Don't worry. It's a support detail for that you about to say.
So you're telling me that when I plant seeds, I'm planting the seeds of my desires. But when I go to harvest that, what I pick up is going to be through my programming. Or does my programming determine the seeds I plant?
Both, because you're saying the same thing. You just inversed it. So you didn't really say two different things. It sounded like two different things, but you said it. You basically what you said is this car yellow and black, or is it black and yellow? You actually said the same thing. You just reversed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just reversed it. Your programming determines which seeds you pick up. Think about this for us. Jerome, do you suffer from crack cocaine? He has no programming set up for that. Therefore, his programming was crack. Oh, I don't even know people who do it. I don't even but if you program for it, you know what it costs. If it done went up, if it done went down, you know who got it for the low. You know who got the best. And you got some in your pocket right now, or you're trying to get some. Because your programming determines what seeds you pick up. If you're an empath, but you've always been hurt and rejected, then you are addicted to depression in most cases. And you are a narcissist to protect yourself. You're not a narcissist because you're mean. You're a narcissist because narcissists keep abusing you. And what's the best way to repel a narcissist? To actually be a narcissist. Narcissists don't want other narcissists in their lives. So you become a narcissist to get rid of them. It's just this idea, Grace, that so I got to go back to being Phil. So I told you about the $300,000 thing or whatever. And when I was telling y'all, my head was like, it's not really that much money. In my head, I was like, well, it's 6 months. I could deal with that. But I saw in my head, but I didn't say nothing. Phil texted me. I don't remember the words, but he was like, so what's it going to take you to realize that's a bargain? Like, basically, that's what he said. Like, Antonio, that's really a bargain for you. And I was like, man, that's I was just thinking that right when I said it. But Phil texted me, and this is what I did. He texted me, and then I went to go run a mile. And I was trying to go run 6 miles, only ran a mile. And I had all three of my kids with me, even a little girl, 6 years old. We all ran, nobody quit. We all did it. Everybody calves was hurting. And we all did. We were dodging cars and stuff. We all did the mile. And then it came right back. So now I'm open. Like I'm focused now because I done ran a mile. And I told Deanna, oh, the sabotage ain't here. He breathing too hard. You know, you can't run a mile and have a sabotager. He over there stressing. I'm gonna get you, Libby. He's stressed. He's stressing. He's breathing too hard. No. So the first thing I did is I went to the proposal, raised my price, and then put a $50,000 completion bonus on it. All because field message, my own realization, and then me going run a mile. If those three things didn't happen, I would have sabotaged or something. But I didn't need to. You can't sabotage when you run a mile, when you're open, and when you're receptive, etc. So I raised the price, and at the end, I put 10 milestones. The 10 milestone is when I finish, y'all gonna have to give me $50,000 bonus. Since y'all want me working with the team, and y'all want me to make it, I need a $50,000 bonus, cash. And when they send it to me, I'm gonna say it's for the family reunion, so it'd be tax free. It's for the potato salad, it's for the potato salad, Send it to me as family reunion money, we put it on the family reunion, tax free, because that served me, Deanna, because my programming is exceptional enough to hear Phil say in his open-ended question, you're damn right, that's a bargain. But if my programmer could not hear that, I'd have been offended by Phil or something. Offensive probably is the number one option. I'm sure there's other options, but people get offended when, that's like the one thing you do when he's in it. You got to get offended, or you just don't see it because your programming on your reticular activating system don't let you see it. It just skates right on by. That's the you part, Grace. Your programming is determining your seed. Talisha is either picking up poison or picking up her breakthrough. She's picking up a new husband or picking up singleness. If singleness serves her, it's a blessing. If singleness does not, it's a curse. How are you going to determine that, Anton? I'm not. She is. This is why the Hebrew word for blessing and cursing is the same, barak. It's the same word. And depending on how you put this word in a sentence determines if the word means curse or bless. Now, see, you got to think about this, because Hebrew comes from Semitic people. Semitic people, by all intents and purposes, by every single world history document we have, are the first people. Hebrews are not the only Semitic people. We just love to say anti-Semitic. The first people are Semitic people, whether it be, it doesn't matter. There's a few different civilizations. This is the first language, Grace. You're still missing it. When language became language, from cuneiform to Aramaic, no, Aramaic is a little later, to Hebrew, Grace, the word for curse was the same word. It only became different as language kept being alive. You're still missing it, y'all. Your ancestors, everybody here, Black, white, Jew, and Gentile, the first people on this planet to be able to read, said bless and curse are the same thing. Depending on how you put it in context, depends on if it serves you or not. That's called origin. That's what it's called. Not wordsmithing. Word search. That's when you find the root of a word. Everybody follow me. When the word curse or bless first came into existence, we're not going over time either. When the word curse or bless first came into existence, Adonia, it was one word. But that makes sense, because that's how life works. Deanna, it's one seed. Depending on your motives and your programming will depend on if it serves you. Is poison a blessing? You sure right. If you make your living selling poison, it's a blessing. If you sell cyanide pills to spies, it's a blessing. If you sell pesticides, whatever you call it. So pesticides, there we go, Grace. To not eat your lettuce, but kill the bugs. It works. Whoa, that's HMO and stuff. You sure right, Adonia. My bad. I ain't mean to offend the Bay Area, but I bet Adonia want that roach spray. Because if she in the Bay Area, that's tropical. And me, Phil, and Susan know about tropical. No matter how clean your house is, these roaches find a way to fly in. We are in tropical areas. Having roaches in our area does not mean you're dirty. It means there's a palm tree somewhere close to your house.
I just saw a lizard walking by in the house. The lizards get in the house.
Lizards get in the house. They actually good. They eat the roaches and the stuff. You keep them. The rest of them got to go. So when Adonia got a flying roach, she's not going to say, I don't want a poison. No, she wants a poison or a shoe. Somebody got to die. So if you're selling Raid, Grace, rat poison, it's a blessing. But if you're trying to get your financial breakthrough and you let me come in your life with my bad credit issues and my bad spending issues, well, then I'm a poison, ain't I, Grace? Now we got to talk about this others. Notice that the order, Damali, is your programming needs to serve you first. But here's the catch, Talisa. At least you got them Angela Bassett arms, girl. You doing all right over there. Look at you, all fit and stuff, doing push-ups, doing commercial breaks, holding canned goods and stuff, doing sprints. I ain't mad at you. If you are somebody who thinks all you have to do is serve you, you're not going to ever be blessed, Melissa. Because pull your screen up, Grace. Pull the definition back up. Because there was a tandem there. Doing right by yourself. Grace, can you tell us what and means? It's a conjunction. What does and
It's
do?
in conjunction with. It puts it plus. Okay, in math terms, it's plus. You're putting it together with what was first.
In English terms, it says whatever's on the left side of and, Phil, and whatever's on the right side of and are equal. This means, is it a black or white car, or is it a black and white car? So stop your screen. Grace, if I say the car was either black or white, what am I saying?
It was one or the other.
If I say the car was black and white, what am I saying?
It's both.
It's one car equal, huh?
Yes.
That's what and does. See, we know this because we understand English. We just can't explain it because we're not teachers. Go ahead, Grace. Show your screen. So what happens here, Deanna, pay very close attention. You're not allowed to put yourself above others, and you're not allowed to put others above yourself. They're equal. So if Talisha served her, but ain't serving me, she still ain't going to be blessed. That's what the other half of y'all trip up is. Grace, I am teaching today. You better be glad. Y'all better be glad for this because Ranchi is coming.
You was listening to Myron Golden with me today. You was eavesdropping. That's what it was. Okay.
I got spy bugs all across. Like I took in one of your locks, Grace. I got a little. It looked like a piece of lint. It's actually a microphone.
That's what it is. Okay. Because he was talking about the scripture where Jesus passed by and the disciples he could tell they was arguing, but they tried to be hush hush about it. He said, "What y'all arguing about?" So we can't tell Jesus that we trying to figure out which one of us gonna be the greatest and who gonna be this and who gonna be that, you know.
But they did open their mouth up and they did get rebuked. But keep on going though.
he said, in order to be the greatest, you have to serve. And he said, if serving is beneath you, leadership is beyond you. That's what he said. Okay. Yeah. But he was, you have, in order to serve, you have to, know that, hey, yeah, I need to serve you as well as I'm gonna be served myself. But he said, then you'll be great.
Right, because serving is giving,
Right.
and giving is a vibration. Go ahead, Phil.
Since we're talking about Jesus, let me give another plug for the series Chosen, which is Jesus's life from the perspective of the apostles. It's really cool. I'm hooked on it now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called Chosen. I recommend it highly.
Okay, I will get that because I like that. I like that whole idea. Grace, we're wrapping up. Say your screen, Grace. It's not enough, Talisha, to do right by you, nor is it enough to do right. Because if you're doing right, right ain't the subject of the sentence. That's what y'all be, but I'm doing right. Yeah, you're doing right, but you got poison in your hand. Old folk been to Adonia. You know how many times Adonia done told her bosses, but you're doing the right thing all the wrong ways, Antonio. She wasn't talking Antonio, she talking about Carlos and them, you know what I'm saying? But you get the point though. You can't, just because you did the right thing, they can see through you. They can see through you, Valerie. She tell them that all the time. Stop treating people like they stupid, but they don't listen. And so they don't get blessed. It's that simple. According to the right of right, that means there's something out here, Melissa. You can stop your screen, Grace. There's something out here, Melissa. I don't know. God, alien, woman, there's something out here. But that's a standard we're all born with. And you say, no, we're not. All right, then. Who here has had dolphin meat? Anybody? Dolphin meat? Yeah, you know why? Dolphins act too human. We have this
mahi is a dolphin.
Those people eat dolphin meat. The rest of y'all don't know about that. Think about this. How many of you have eaten monkey meat? That's not just too human. That's like one chromosome away from us. One little snip, Grace. That dude name is Theodore. Bubbles immediately becomes your boss with this one little snip. You just turn a dial, this one little frequency, and that's a whole dude. That's a whole dude. Donna said, I've eaten dolphin before. Big old kid eating dolphin. Now think about this. This is very important. We're wrapping up. This is very important. There's something that we are born with in which we know if I disassemble Phil, he won't be here no more. If I disassemble his TV, put it back together, the TV would come back to life. But there is something fundamentally different about Phil where I disassemble him. If I disassemble enough, ain't no more Phil. And we know this, so we don't walk around disassembling humans, most of us. Y'all get it? We don't do this. Now, I know for some of you sexy ladies, a good day for you is getting you a bubble bath, some red wine, and watching the Psycho true crime series, binge watching. And I ain't mad at you. All of them laughing because y'all finna do it right after this call. I ain't mad at you. True crime series. Ain't mad at you at all. Grace, there's something inherently about us that we just know there's some sort of right out there. What we call this right is irrelevant. We just know it's right out there, which leads me to the reason of this call. Next week is your ranch. Grace, it's simple. You have a seed in your hand. And every second you have a seed in your hand. And y'all are thinking about, oh man, I got to make this big decision. No, you don't, Melissa. There's not a single person here who ever made a big decision and it changed your life. Oh, but them thousands of little decisions that you made. Susan, I told my boys the other day, Aiden wants to go to NBA, so now he's like caloric deficit. I'm like, no, buddy, you don't have to do that. No. You need to gain muscle. Okay, you just this and that. So we pulled it up. We use ChatGPT. Got his body weight. He's about a pint. He got together. He knows he can do about 2,200 calories. He been counting, but he dead shit about going to NBA. And I said, buddy, your daddy didn't get a stomach because I ate a big piece of chicken. That's not what happened, buddy. That's not what happened. I didn't get a stomach because I ate a Reese's peanut butter cups. No. It's because I spent 10 years making dumb decisions, eating Reese's peanut butter cups every day. So this, I showed my stomach. This stomach, this is 10 years of thousands of decisions. Thus, I bring it back to you in closing. Doing what seed? Decisions, seeds planted. Do it again. What is a seed? When you make a decision, that's you planting that seed. Telling God, this is the harvest I want back. And then you look at God and go, well, judge me by my intentions, God, not my seeds. That was tough, John Calloway. That was tough. Judge me by God. Come on, man. You know what I meant, though. You know what I meant to plant. But it don't work that way, Grace. Because, give myself one more minute. What you plant is determined by what you're always doing. And I did this whole class just for that one statement. What you plant is determined by what you're always doing. So if you're always serving people, those are your seeds. I can track them. If you're always inconsistent, you got wheat and tares. I can track them. If you're always depressed, you're planting people that's going to always keep you depressed. And so you say, not me. And I invite you this week, rest of this challenge, because you're going to need it because you're going to be a rancher for a long time. Listen to me. Your challenge this week is to take a real big inventory of what you planted. How do you do that? I want you to look at your harvest. But here's your real homework, Damali. I want you to look at your harvest. I want you to look at your harvest, and I want you to do this. Damn, is that me? Or is this what somebody put into me? And you need to make a decision. Because most of y'all have a life full of other people's thoughts of you, not you. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Love everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Not after saying something like that.
Well, I like a good cliffhanger. Love everybody.
Oh, love you more.
All right, y'all.
Okay,
Y'all
Renee,
have a
love
good
you more. Oh.
My God.